One of my favorite things about homesteading is the rhythm and pattern of the years. Each spring, around the middle of March, it's time to dig out my copy of The New Organic Grower by Elliot Coleman and flip to the page with his soil block mix recipe. I've mixed planting soil using this recipe for years and years. I don't really need to look at it, but the truth is, I draw comfort from opening the book to the familiar page and running my finger down the list of ingredients and quantities. And then, I get to be a kid playing in the sandbox, albeit with a much more productive outcome than the trail left by my toy dump truck. Once the planting soil is mixed, it's time to get some more seeds off to a good start for the season. Today is March 21st, the first day of spring, and that means it's time to plant brassicas. Specifically, I try to plant Brussels sprouts, early cabbage, and my first broccoli around this time each year. I'm going to be shifting the way I plant these to make better use of the advantages of pricking out. Mainly, I can start a lot of seeds in a very small space using very little potting medium. I'll be showing you how to prick out seedlings in an upcoming video, and I've already touched on it in a previous video where I pricked out lettuce seedlings in the hoop house last spring. I use a method that's a little bit different from other folks, but for traditional pricking out, I can recommend videos by Charles Dowding, who's based in Somerset, England. His videos are great, high quality, and he clearly has years and years of experience. He's a commercial grower, but the principles are the same. I mentioned before that I like to keep my catalogs handy, and this is just the reason why. While thumbing through my seed packets, I came across Golden Acres cabbage. That's a new trial variety for me this year, and as soon as I saw it, a memory flared. I'm thinking this is a quick-growing, early variety, but before I plant it, I want to make sure. So I'll find the high mowing catalog and look it up. Sure enough, this is the cabbage trial I wanted for spring sowing. So it goes into the mix to be planted today. One more thing I need to be ready to plant Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, and early cabbage are the variety tags for those crops. So it was out to the shed where they're filed alphabetically in my tag filing system, which, as far as I know, is an original system. Take it from someone who used to have no system at all, this one's dead useful, and it came together from some old chicken wire from an experiment that did not work. Now, anytime I need a tag, I find it very quickly. For most of my seeds that go into seed cells or potted medium in trays, I use my hand seed sower, shown in previous videos. The one downfall of that tool is that it doesn't seem to work well for spherical seeds, meaning seeds that are not decorticated. The little ridges at the end of the shoot are not enough to slow down round seeds that roll so well. So for brassicas, I plant using my thumb and forefinger. The trick I've discovered over the years is to roll the seeds between the pads of these two digits. As you roll them around, they'll slip out as one digit rolls off them. I try to pour the seeds into my palm, but not over the planting medium. That way, if you drop some, you can recover them and put them where you want, instead of inadvertently planting them in a tray where something else should be growing. Then, pinch a few seeds and roll them off your thumb and forefinger while moving around the space above the planting mix. One of my biggest challenges each year is overcoming the feeling that I need to plant something if there is a tray or set of seed cells without something in them. This may seem silly, but it's the way my brain works. Take this tray, for instance. I've planted all of the Brussels sprouts I need. The early broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage are in, but I've got 3 flats with nothing in them. I'm looking at my planting notes to see if there's anything else I could plant today. In the past, I've put tomatoes, melons, squash, dill, more lettuce than I can eat, anything really, into flats, too early, so I don't have empty space in the tray. From a growing standpoint, it makes no sense. But, aesthetically, something in my brain doesn't like the idea of having a tray with blank space in it. That said, this year, I'm going to try an experiment by sowing beet seeds into cells. Typically, I plant beets directly into the ground when the garden is ready for them in June. But I've been watching some videos by Charles Dowding, mentioned earlier, and he plants nearly everything this way in the early spring. He even plants radishes and turnips in cells. I don't think I'll be going to that extreme, but I'm intrigued by the results of his multi-sown beets, and since I have the space of 3 flats, I'm going to give it a try.